to make the word great again? Answer. Go right with Peter Boykin, constitutionalist for liberty, bringing you the news that matters and do right. Think right, go right, be right. For America, let's make the world great again. Tune in to Go Right News. Let freedom begin.
As President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take his office again, his newly announced Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, under the stewardship of tech mogul Elon Musk and entrepreneur Vivek Vamswari, pledges to undertake an unprecedented overhaul of federal spending, with a target to slash $2 trillion from the federal budget. DOGE aims to streamline government operations while respecting the sanctity of key social programs like Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. There are some key areas of focus. IRS reform. The initiative begins by tackling the labyrinth of U.S. tax code, which at 16 million words significantly contributes to the 6.5 billion hours Americans spend annually on tax preparation. DOGE's vision includes simplifying this code to reduce compliance costs and enhance tax collection efficiency. The Department of Defense, with the Pentagon failing its audits year after year, DOGE plans to address financial mismanagement and unaccounted spending. The goal is to improve oversight, reduce waste, and ensure that defense dollars are used effectively to maintain national security without excess. Education and USDA, both departments have been flagged for inefficiencies in recent audits. DOGE's strategy here involves eliminating redundant programs, streamlining educational funding, and improving the efficiency of agricultural support systems, aiming for less bureaucracy and more direct benefits to citizens. Congressional spending. Here is a significant push to reclaim $516 billion in funds allocated to programs whose authorizations have lapsed, some over a decade ago. This effort would return unused or misallocated funds to the Treasury, reducing unnecessary expenditures. Federal workplace modernization. One of the more controversial proposals include ending widespread telework policies, which critics argue have led to decreased productivity. Additionally, DOGE claims to repurpose thousands of vacant government buildings, potentially saving billions in maintenance and operation costs. Well, I would also say that in order to do this, you would increase telework, because remote working in a lot of states, a lot of cases have improved productivity, even though they're saying the opposite. And again, you would be able to free and sell vacant government buildings, et cetera, et cetera. So that's my opinion on that. IT system upgrades. The federal government spends nearly $100 billion annually on IT, with 80% going towards maintaining outdated systems. DOGE's approach involves modernization of these systems to reduce costs, enhancing security, and improve service delivery across federal agencies. I would say, though, our missile silos, our nuclear silos, probably should be on the analog system, because if they get hacked because you upgrade them or some other issue, then I'm more worried about that. Meanwhile, fraud reduction. A major financial drain comes from fraud across various federal programs, with losses estimated between $233 billion and $521 billion per year. DOGE intends to implement stronger anti-fraud measures and clamp down on these losses, thereby safeguarding taxpayer dollars. Foreign aid scrutiny. There's a call for greater transparency and accountability in foreign aid. Some voices, including notable figures like Ron Paul, advocate for its complete elimination, arguing it's often misused and ineffective. I agree. Expedited federal projects by cutting through bureaucratic red tape. DOGE aims to speed up federal construction and infrastructure projects, which often suffer from delays and cost overrides. NIH funding reallocation. This initiative proposes to reevaluate funding at the National Institutes of Health, and particularly for studies deemed less critical or less crucial or beneficial to the public, like those on microaggressions or specific animal behaviors. Reallocating these resources more directly to taxpayer benefits or more pressing health research. I would also state that they just now put out a very large, over 1,000-something page bill to stop from the government being shut down, including in that is pay raises for people in Congress. A lot of people complain about that, but if you do the research, the Congress people who do work technically 24/7 like the president does have not actually had a specific pay raise in a long time. The other individuals that work with them do get a cost of living pay raise. But again, those people are more 40-hour work people. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but they always try to pull that out. But when you do these bloated 1,000-something page documents and give people 2 days, 3 days to read them, it's ridiculous. It's just a way to pass through stuff that shouldn't be through. That's another thing that they should look at. The reduction of bills, especially spending bills. They should be done, broken up, so you do not have pork. Here's the broader context. National debt, with the U.S. national debt surpassing $36 trillion and the federal government running deficits like $1.8 trillion in 2024. DOGE's mission is not just feasible or physical, that's FISCAL, physical, not physical conservatism, but an urgent call to avoid what has been described as physical suicide path. Political and public reaction. While some laud the potential for substantial savings, critics question the feasibility and potential impact on services. The preservation of Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security might mitigate some backlash, but the scale of cuts in other areas remains contentious. As for the constitutional republic, the essence of DOGE's mission aligns with the values of a constitutional republic, where the government's role is to serve the people efficiently, manage public resources with integrity, and ensure that policies reflect the will and welfare of the citizens without unnecessary expansion of state power. DOGE is positioned not as a mere cost-cutting exercise, but as a profound effort to restore fiscal responsibility and governmental efficiency, aiming to realign the operation of the federal government in a manner that honors the principles upon our nation was founded. For further information, here's a video about it as well.
And illegal immigration is a great place for Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy to start making major cuts through DOGE. According to FAIR, the Federation of American Immigration Reform, illegal immigrants cost taxpayers more than $150 billion in 2023 alone. I'm sure that's underestimating it. That's about half as much as World War I, adjusted for inflation, and far more than the costs of the Manhattan Project, the Panama Canal, and the Hoover Dam combined. Joining me now, Congressman Aaron Dean, co-founder and co-chair of the DOGE caucus. Congressman, good to have you with us tonight. All this money spent on illegals. Meanwhile, some of the Hurricane Helene victims are still living in tents, like in Swannanoa, North Carolina, where it's 24 degrees tonight.
It's a disgrace, Laura. First of all, it's great to be with you. It's a total disgrace, and best wishes to President Trump. I just listened to Stephen Miller saying they're using all types of resources to tell Mexico, stop this. We've got to end it. It's taken a toll, not only financially, but physically. Our schools, our health care, everything's out of control because of the mess that the Biden administration is leaving us in.
Where do you start first working with the DOGE caucus and Ramaswamy and Musk, who are newcomers to Washington? They're not Washington creatures, which is why we like them. But it's a tricky business working inside the bureaucracy, even to cut the bureaucracy. Many have tried. Few have made any headway. So where do they start?
Amen. First of all, Laura, there's great excitement. They are coming. Speaker Johnson is hosting a little roundtable session this Thursday as both Vivek and Elon are coming. We'll be there to see where do we need to begin, what can we do to assist them. I think maybe an easy layup would just say to federal workers, how about getting back to your offices? How about going back to work? Many of them are still working from home right now.
Now, how is that a cut? That's not a cut, though. That's just getting it back. I agree with you, but it's not a cut. Mm-hmm. I mean, it seems to me that the Pentagon has escaped real budget cuts for decades. Their budget seems to grow, even if more slowly than previous years. But there's waste, fraud, and abuse there, is there not?
100%. You can't have 7 failed audits as they've just done, $2.5 trillion that they can account for. So we want a very strong military, but we want monies going towards making it a strong military and not waste, fraud, and abuse, which the Pentagon can't account for right now.
For a 6-vote majority, which is what you all have now in the House of Representatives, how important is it for you all to find willing Democrats to work with? I mean, Bernie Sanders over in the Senate is definitely into some of these cuts because he wants the Pentagon cut, and a couple of other places probably he can find agreement. But do you anticipate, with Trump's victory, being able to peel away some Democrats to support you in this cutting caucus that you're in?
Everybody should be on board with waste, fraud, and abuse and attacking it. Jared Moskowitz, representative from Florida, is our first Democratic member of the DOGE caucus. So, Laura, we're making progress. Still have a long way to go, but so much work to do. There's room for everybody on this caucus, on this team, to bring us back into financial solvency.
All right, Congressman, thank you very much. We will be monitoring this and holding everyone's feet to the fire.